Young and Restless early spoilers November 3rd to 7th. Kyle's risky pact and Billy's ruthless probe. On Wednesday, October 29th, we've got Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, telling Billy that Victor Newman, Eric Braden, stole Kane Ashby's, Billy Flynn, AI, and Jack thinks that Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, helped him do it. Jack wants Billy to try and shake some information out of Phyllis, but Billy says she won't tell him if she is working with Victor. Billy actually thinks Jack may stand a better chance of getting info from Phyllis, but he disagrees. Jack vows to make Phyllis pay if she is part of this and if she is helping Victor target Jabot. Billy is absolutely in agreement with Jack on all of this. Then his brother notices bruises on Billy's knuckles, and he admits that he punched Adam Newman, Mark Grossman. Jack agrees that fighting the Newmans right now is fine and they need to come at them hard. Young and the Restless spoilers. Billy seeks out Phyllis. Billy goes to find Phyllis to ask her some tough questions. But first, Kane is with Phyllis and says that he thinks she's playing him when she keeps insisting that Victor is going to target Arabesque with the AI that he stole because she's a lying liar. Kane asks why Victor wouldn't go after Jack and Jabot. And Phyllis says it's because Kane is to blame for Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, getting hurt in France. Phyllis gets upset when Kane says he warned Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, and Jack about the stolen AI. And Kane also wants to know why Phyllis is upset that he warned the Abbotts. She insists that Damien can trust her. He thinks Phyllis is trying to keep him off balance and distract him while she stabs him in the back. However, Kane is also kind of flirty with Phyllis and calls her fascinating, but I don't know if he's being sincere or if he's playing with her because he knows she stole his AI. Newman family crisis. Nick's accident investigation deepens. Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, are at the hospital, and Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, wants to take them in so Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, can hear their voices. Nick, meanwhile, is not happy with the investigation into the crash and he wants to talk to Sienna. So Sharon tells Nick, Go dig into it. And then Sharon tells Nikki and Victoria how awful it is to be in this same position with another child traumatized by a car crash, and they comfort her. Kyle asks Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, to tell him all about Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. She will, but first, she wants an update on Noah. Sienna says that Noah was in her club doing research about opening his club in LA and her husband Mitch was considering investing. And she says that Nick has already come to see her about the wreck. Sienna says that Noah was there the night of the crash, and Kyle is wondering if it is foul play. Who would go after Noah? Young and the Restless spoilers. Nick grills Sienna. Then Nick shows up and Sienna speaks to him alone. She says that nothing was off in the club or strange the night that Noah was injured. Nick wants to speak with her staff and he's also shocked to find out from Sienna that the police did not talk to her at all. Nick thinks she's holding back. He's completely mistrusting her, and Sienna says he can talk to her staff tomorrow. It's too busy right now and they're understaffed. But then Nick accuses Sienna of being up to something and trying to buy time to talk to her staff and get all their stories straight on Young and the Restless. And then Nick starts implying that Sienna must have been interested in Noah, but she says, Look, I'm married. Nick's main exercise has always been jumping to conclusions, and he's not exactly the brightest crayon in the box, you know. Also, Kyle makes a deal with her. Sienna will tell him about Audra and Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, if Kyle agrees to look into Noah's accident. November sweeps kick off with alliances and betrayals. On Thursday, October 30th, it is the official kickoff of November sweeps on Young and the Restless, and we've got Jack stepping up to protect his family and protect Jabot and their legacy. And obviously, they're concerned about Victor, the AI program, and also Phyllis. Meanwhile, Billy and Phyllis swap some info. And of course, Billy and Jack are working together to try and figure out if Phyllis is involved and who she's working with and whether she might help them since she's a super-duper hacker. Jack and Billy definitely want Phyllis on their side. And I wonder if she'd tell Billy, Jason Thompson, that she stole Kane's AI and gave it to Victor but is tricking him, or if she's going to lie to them the same way she's lying to Kane. Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor reaches out to Michael. Victor offers Michael Baldwin, Christian Jules LeBlanc, another chance to get back into his good graces. I assume that Victor wants Michael back as his fixer while he's using the AI because Victor knows he might have some legal problems come out of this. On Friday, October 31st, we've got Holden seeing Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, in a whole new way. I wonder if she's going to do up all sexy for Halloween. We have seen soon with Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth. He is Sienna's hubby, the Shadow Lounge manager, of course, who's a friend of Holden. So, we may get him at the end of this week, or it may be in next week when things kick up into high gear because of sweeps. Upcoming Y&R spoilers. Danger, deals, and a slow recovery. So, Kyle is going above and beyond for Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell, on Friday. I do wonder if Kyle jets back to Genoa City just to go trick-or-treating with his kid and then turns around and goes back to LA so he can follow through on this deal with Sienna. He's desperate to discredit Audra. And if he can get some info on Holden as well, that would be great. And Kyle may try and convince Claire to come for Halloween with Harrison, but I don't think she's going to miss Halloween in Los Angeles. Sharon's quest for answers about Noah's accident leads her into danger by the end of this week. And then heading into next week, November 3rd through the 7th, it is the first full week of November sweeps. So, big stuff building up. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, has faith in Audra, but what Kyle uncovers about Audra could hurt Sally and Abbott.com. I'm starting to wonder if that company is ever going to launch. Young and the Restless spoilers. Noah, Mitch, and Sienna in Genoa City soon. Sharon and Nick are both heading into danger soon as they chase leads about Noah's crash. Kane is fighting to get his AI back. He wants to redeem himself in the eyes of his kids and get Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, forgiveness. And he's also trying to fight that temptation that is Phyllis. Victoria and Nikki can't stay in Los Angeles too long because of the AI crisis and they're needed at Newman Enterprises. But pretty soon the Newmans are going to bring Noah back to Genoa City to finish recuperating. Noah's recovery is going to be slow, but he is up and fine, walking and talking before Christmas. I've seen behind-the-scenes pictures. You can see them here where Noah is on the set. He's at Crimson Lights and see the Christmas decor. So, he's going to be just fine. And it looks like Mitch and Sienna may actually relocate to Genoa City, at least for a while. Loyalty is a currency few can afford. And this week, it's being spent faster than ever. As whispers swirl through the Newman, Abbott, and Chancellor circles, two men are about to make moves that could either crown them as strategic geniuses, or destroy everything they've worked for. Kyle Abbott's latest gamble is about to shake the Abbott family tree, while Billy Abbott's growing obsession with uncovering the truth threatens to push him into dangerous moral territory. Kyle's dangerous alliance. Kyle Abbott has always lived in his father's shadow. Polished, charming, but unpredictable when cornered. After months of feeling sidelined at Jabot, Kyle decides he's done waiting for Jack's approval. His hunger to reclaim power, and revenge, leads him straight into an uneasy alliance with a familiar face, Audra Charles. Audra, ever the seductively strategic operator, spots Kyle's desperation and exploits it perfectly. She dangles a tempting proposition, information about Jabot's next corporate target and a secret deal that could make Kyle look like the savior of the company. But there's a catch. The information was obtained through methods that would make even Victor Newman raise an eyebrow. When Kyle confronts Audra about the legality of her source, she simply smiles. Do you want results or redemption, Kyle? Because you can't have both. Against his better judgment, Kyle takes the bait. He signs off on a covert plan to undermine a rival cosmetic supplier, forging an alliance that could make him look like a hero at Jabot, but only if the truth never surfaces. What he doesn't realize is that Audra is already playing both sides. She's feeding tidbits of Kyle's actions to Tucker McCall, ensuring that whichever side wins, she remains untouchable. Back at the Abbott mansion, Diane senses something off in her son's demeanor. You've got that look again, she warns, her tone sharp but motherly. That mix of charm and panic that always means you're in over your head. Kyle brushes her off, insisting he has everything under control. But Diane knows better. Control is exactly what her son is losing. Billy's ruthless probe. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott has been restless ever since taking a more active role at Chancellor Winters. His instincts, sharpened by years of business wars and personal battles, tell him something isn't right in the corporate landscape. When Jill drops a hint about strange financial movements and possible insider manipulation, Billy's curiosity morphs into obsession. He starts digging, quietly at first, using his charm to extract bits of information from colleagues and rivals alike. But soon, he goes deeper, enlisting Devon's help to access confidential files. His hunch begins to pay off when he uncovers irregularities pointing straight toward Jabot's new partnership. The more he finds, the clearer it becomes. Someone inside the Abbott family might be playing dirty. Billy's first thought is Jack. But when he cross-references the data and finds traces of Kyle's digital signature, His world stops. His brother's son, his own nephew, could be behind the entire scheme. Billy's moral compass starts spinning wildly. Does he confront Kyle directly? Or does he use the information as leverage to protect Chancellor Winters from corporate sabotage? His confidant, Chelsea Lawson, warns him to tread carefully. "You're walking into a minefield, Billy," she says over coffee at Crimson Lights. "You expose Kyle, and you don't just blow up Jabot, you blow up your family." But Billy's jaw tightens. Sometimes, the only way to save a family is to show them what they've become. Abbott family fallout. As Kyle's risky plan unfolds, Tucker begins leaking select details to the press, framing the story to make it appear as though Jabot is manipulating small businesses. The scandal spreads fast, with Ashley Abbott returning from Paris just in time to witness the chaos. Furious, she demands answers from Jack, who's blindsided. Jack calls an emergency family meeting. "This family has survived more betrayals than I can count," he says, his voice trembling with anger. "But if one of us is responsible for this leak, there will be consequences." Kyle tries to remain composed, but Billy can see the guilt written all over his face. When everyone leaves, Billy corners him. "Don't even try to deny it," Billy growls. "I know what you've done, Kyle. I know about your deal with Audra." Kyle's eyes flash with defiance. "You don't know anything, Billy. You've always been jealous that I actually do something instead of talking about doing it." The tension boils over as the two Abbotts exchange heated words, their voices echoing through the hallway. Billy, always impulsive, threatens to go to Jack. But Kyle, desperate to protect himself, fires back with a chilling warning. "If you tell him, I'll expose what you've been doing at Chancellor Winters. Don't pretend your hands are clean." It's a stalemate, one built on lies, guilt, and the crumbling foundation of a once golden family legacy. The Newman connection. While the Abbott chaos erupts, Victoria Newman quietly observes from her corporate tower. Having her own complicated history with both Tucker and Audra, she senses opportunity in the Abbott implosion. "Let them destroy each other," she murmurs to Nate, a sly smile forming. "Then we move in for the kill." Nate, though visibly hesitant, can't help but admire Victoria's cold precision. With Jabot and Chancellor Winters distracted, Newman Enterprises could swoop in to claim valuable market share. But Victoria knows one thing: Billy won't sit back quietly. He's too much of an Abbott, and too much of a Newman by spirit, to let anyone else control the narrative. A dangerous path forward. By the end of the week, the stage in Genoa City is set for all-out war. Kyle's secret alliance threatens to unravel, Billy's investigation grows darker, and Jack stands unknowingly in the crossfire. Phyllis, ever the wild card, picks up on the energy shift and warns Kyle privately. "You're playing with fire," she says, her voice soft but edged with concern. And Billy? He's not the kind of man who forgives once he's burned. Kyle's reply is short, almost fatalistic. "Then let's hope I burn brighter."